Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare for enchiladas. If you are going to throw a party or as part of meal prep, all these preparations will make your life much easier. You can do most of this preparation ahead of time. So let's get started. Let's get started by soaking the black beans. Here I took 1 cup of black beans and I'm soaking it in hot water for a couple of hours. If you have time to soak overnight, soak it in room temp water for 8 hours. Once they are soaked properly and doubled in size, remove the water and add fresh water to boil them. Here I'm taking enough water to submerge the beans and adding salt to taste. I'm using Instant Pot and I'm going to boil them on manual for 25 minutes. You can also use traditional pressure cooker. Meanwhile, when our beans are getting ready, let's prepare for Mexican rice. Here I'm soaking 1 cup of rice in enough water for a couple of hours. I'm making all the recipes today with the pantry items I have available on hand. I'm not going out to grocery stores because of coronavirus lockdown. To start making rice, let's take some oil in a pan and let it heat up. Once the oil has heated properly, add some chopped onions and saute well. Once onions are sauteed well, add some taco seasoning. I am using pre-made taco seasoning, but you can use homemade if you have. And I am also using 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds powder. Roast all the spices well with onions. Once all the spices are roasted properly, add 3 to 4 tablespoons of tomato puree. I am using ready-made tomato purees, but if you have fresh tomatoes on hand, you can puree 2 tomatoes and use that too. Let the tomato puree cook for a couple of minutes and keep it stirring. Once it's cooked properly, add the soaked rice to it. Mix everything well and saute rice for a couple of minutes on medium heat. After a couple of minutes, add 1 cup of hot water to the rice and mix well again. You can taste the water and adjust the seasoning accordingly. I haven't used salt yet because taco seasoning already has it, but once I tried it, I thought I need some more salt, so I added it afterwards. You can adjust the spiciness as well at this level. Let it come to a boil on medium-high heat. Once it starts boiling, give it a quick stir and cover it with a lid. Let it simmer on low-medium heat for 15 to 20 minutes. After 15 or 20 minutes, check the rice and see if it's done yet or not. If it's not done yet, you can add more water and let it simmer for 5 more minutes. I think my rice is ready now. Once the rice is ready, you can put it aside. My black beans are out of pressure cooker and I'll prepare them now. For that, take enough oil in a pan and once oil is heated properly, add chopped onions to it and stir well. Once onions are translucent, I am adding some garlic powder and taco seasoning to it. If you don't have garlic powder, then you can also use fresh minced garlic. I'm also adding some cumin powder to it. I like my beans in chipotle flavors. You can find chipotle chilies in paste form or in powder form. I am using the paste form here. Chipotle chilies provide that distinct smoky flavor which I love. If you don't have chipotle chilies on hand, you can skip this or you can use any smoked paprika you find in your grocery stores. Roast chipotle paste for a couple of minutes and add some water to deglaze your pan. Once everything starts boiling, add beans and stir well. You can adjust the seasoning at this point. We added salt while baking the beans, and taco seasoning also has some salt. So adjust the salt at the end. You can also adjust spiciness at this level according to your preferences. If you or your family members like whole black beans, then that's it, these beans are ready. But I'm also going to show you how to make refried beans. To make refried black beans, once everything is ready, mash the beans with potato masher. You can add water if need be to get that gravy-like consistency and keep mashing the beans properly. Once all the beans are mashed properly and you have achieved the required consistency, stir well and take it out in a serving bowl. Your refried beans are ready. You can freeze them in airtight container for up to 2 weeks. Now let's make stuffing for the enchiladas. Traditionally, you get spinach and ricotta enchiladas in the restaurants. I don't have ricotta on hand, so I am substituting it with paneer. You can add ricotta if you have it on hand. To make stuffing, heat up some oil in a pan. Once it's heated properly, add chopped and washed spinach to it. Here I am using fresh spinach, but if you don't have fresh spinach on hand, you can also use frozen one. Once the spinach has sauteed properly, add some garlic powder and salt to taste. Cook the spinach on low to medium heat and without covering it to retain its color. Once spinach are cooked properly, add some grated paneer to it. Mix paneer and spinach well and let it cook. I am not going to add lots of spices to this stuffing as we have added enough spices to Mexican rice and beans. However, if you want, you can add some green chilies, sauteed onions and taco seasoning to it. You can also add roasted corn kernels to this stuffing. Corn goes well with spinach and paneer both. It's done. Take it out in a bowl and let it cool down completely. You can freeze this stuffing for up to a week in an airtight container. Move it to refrigerator for overnight before using it. You can reheat it on the gas or in microwave. Now let's make enchilada sauce. I am using ready-made enchilada sauce which I get from my grocery stores here. You can also get ready-made enchilada sauce. Take out the sauce in a pan and let it come to boil. I personally don't add any other spices to it except for salt But if you wish, you can add some onion powder, garlic powder, red chili flakes, and give it a good stir. You can take out the extra enchilada sauce in airtight container and freeze it for future consumption. Once the sauce is heated properly and starts boiling, turn off the heat and let it cool down. And that's it. Your enchilada sauce is ready. Now we will make pico de gallo. For that you will need half red onion, 1 tomato, some cilantro and green chilies. As you can see, I have chopped everything and I am mixing it in a bowl. Add salt to taste and mix well. Add cilantro to it and that's it. Your pico de gallo is ready. If you wish, you can also add some cumin powder and lemon juice to it. Let's make guacamole now. Guacamole is an avocado dip which we use as sides with the enchiladas. To make guacamole, we need some chopped onions, green chilies, juice of half lemon. You can also add tomatoes, but my husband doesn't like tomatoes, so I normally don't add tomatoes to it. Take all the avocados and mash it with fork. Once all the avocados are mashed properly, add juice of half lime to it. Add salt to taste and chopped green chilies. I am using serrano chilies, but if you don't like spicy, you can use jalapeno as well. Give it a quick stir. If you are planning to use this dip right away, you can add chopped onions and chopped cilantro to it and mix well, and your dip is ready. I am planning to use it in the evening, so I am going to take it out in an airtight container. I'm going to top the container with chopped onions and avocado seeds. Avocado tends to get darker with the time, so I have heard that this process reduces the darkening of avocado dip. Once you are ready to use the dip, you can mix well everything in the container, and at this moment you can also add some cilantro to it. And that's it. You have everything ready for the enchiladas. I will show you how to make enchiladas in next video. I will also give some tips to freeze them or make them in advance for parties. So please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel Little Fusion Kitchen for future videos. Thank you so much.